From those charts I've just shown you, we're going to translate the paperwork plan and put it into the garden area. So we start at this corner here. You could mark out every 10 centimetres if you wanted to, but we're going to do it by eye because I prefer to do it that way, and there's no straight lines in nature. So we'll see how it goes. We're going to plant spinach to start with in this corner here, which is, let me find it, that one. Out they come. And it's sort of 2/3 or 6/10 of the space across the top. So we just mark it out with our hand and just tear them apart and start putting them in. My plan is to plant things as close together as possible. That way as they grow up, they'll smother out any weeds, seeds that may have blown in, and it makes life a lot easier. It also means that if you need to, you can thin later as they get bigger, so that there's continual harvests. So we just put this in. It's not rocket science. I'm using seedlings at the moment because I needed to get this in a hurry. There's a possibility that spring's arriving a bit early. If you wanted to, you could use seeds or seed starts yourself, grow your own seedlings. And so you could use radishes or rocket, and they would be up and away fairly quickly, rocket in particular. Cress is another one I like to use because I love the peppery taste. But we try and keep the area as full as possible. We will mulch this, of course, when everything's in, so that there is even less possibility of weed seeds getting established. Weeding being the hardest part of organic gardening. So the spinach are in, and next to the spinach we put the carrots, and they run back to front. And you can see how easy it is to work with compost. There are other media you could use. I've used goat bedding in the past. But back to these carrots, we're using a little dwarf variety. You can use full-length carrots if you want, but until the cardboard at the base is rotted away, you get them with a nice right-angle bend at the bottom, which doesn't alter the flavour of the carrots, but it's less aesthetically pleasing, I guess. So I'm putting the little ones in, and that'll then allow me to put something in after them when they're ready, because they'll be ready fairly quickly. It is possible to worry about root competition, but I don't. Things grow at different levels within the bed, so you just plant things in as close as possible and let them get on with it. And so everything's in and ready to go. And that's what a full bed looks like. Now, of course, the next thing will be to water. There's not a lot of space in between, and these are still young seedlings. Now, watering's easy. We've got 9 litres here. We give them a good solid watering just to overcome any root shock that can happen when things are transplanted. And you'll recall I was tearing off some of the excessive root out the bottom of the punnets because we don't need that. So here we are. It's all watered in. I've added some stakes because I'm going to wrap the whole thing in chicken wire to keep the wallabies and the bunnies out. And our final step is, of course, to spread the mulch. We need to cover the soil and protect it. Bare soil leaks carbon dioxide, water, and gets dry and cracked up. Now, this isn't an overly difficult process. The stuff I'm using here is bits of old dead grass that the chooks have scratched up from some old pasture. You could use hay or straw.